Welcome, stream. We are here.
Good.
We are here, stream. We're getting ready to start this pod. We are running tad bit behind because your boy is a father, a whole ass father, and father duties come first. Got to be responsible. So that being said, we're gonna be here for a short time, but a good time tonight on the pod, and we had some stuff. But we're gonna roll back into it. Um, so Uh, let's see. Make sure I have everything else lined up properly. Audio is good for them. It's on. He's probably having a problem with his audio, so he'll be popping in and out. Um, let's see. For your listening pleasures, welcome to Zone Chilling with Zone and Company. I'm Zone as per usual, and as always, we have my boy Ego with us. Y'all know him as Ego because that's what I say. He's the Ego. But no, you guys call him an Eno, and I call him Ego. So you guys remember that. As my
Yeah.
pops would say, he's
What
a
else?
top flight security of the world, Craig.
What? Yo, hold on, wait a minute. Make sure he's not muted on my side because
No,
that happened
he's
last week.
just
Yeah,
he's just
all right,
muted.
he's just
He's
fucking
probably
around.
trying to figure out his
All right.
audio. But no,
Copy.
this week gonna be a short week. We're going to have some fun. As you guys can clearly tell, we're still working out those middle of the week episodes. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten about them. They will be coming. We just gotta make sure everybody's
My job.
schedules are cohesive with each other, so that way we can record
Yeah.
properly. Because
My
no one
job
wants
decided
to.
to be on some funny tip.
Yeah, no one wants to be on a rush job. In other news, our boy Eno will he's recruited some people to be on a pod that wanted to come and chill and have some conversation. So look forward to some pretty cool, probably deep conversations in the near future, courtesy of Eno. So during those days, Eno's gonna be taking the reins of the show, and he will be steering it on those days. And I'll just be here as a passenger princess on the mic, chilling. That's what I do.
So,
So I
I
mean,
can't.
either way, it's gonna be a fun day when it happens. Um, Last week we talked about, of course, always, my books. I'm gonna have more books coming out soon. Those who don't know, I actually have a book that's dropping February 13th, called "Stability is Resistance." It's a lit RPG, fantasy survival book. You can pre-order this book right now on Kindle if you want. It's cheap on Kindle. It's only $4.99. But if you want, like an actual copy you can touch, take a bite out of, all those 9 things, that you guys are into, little freaky devils. If you want to buy one, you'll have to wait just a tad bit because your boy's got to work out the details to the cover for the hard copy, the physical copies, that is. But if everything works out, you guys will be able to pick up Stability is Resistance on paperback and hardback on February 13th as well. If not, you guys will just have to wait until I can have the book itself, I guess, formatted the right way for printing. But it is ready for Kindle. So if you guys want to pick it up and be able to peruse it on Kindle, go ahead, hit your pre-orders. You guys can pre-order that now. I do go by a pen name. I don't use my name. So if you know anything about me and how I stream, you'll probably find my pen name pretty quickly when it comes to this. Ty, if you are trying to speak in the podcast stage today, yes, sir, you got to raise that hand. Come on, let me up. You got it. There you go. There you go. There you go. You forgot all about the hand raising. All right. So look forward to that. I also have 2 other books that I'm working on, but I'm not giving you guys the details on that. Even if they may be ready or not ready. I'm not gonna give you guys the details. There's no one of them is in the horror genre, and the other one is in the other ones are in the fantasy world, lit RPG, and I have another fantasy book that I am currently working on my outline on. I've been working on it. I was like sitting there thinking of some ideas, and I was like, an epiphany. I was like, I got another story. So I'm working on another one. So yeah, I'm just kind of grinding out stories right now. Just because I have a lot in my head. I just, have a hard time sometimes putting all everything together at one time. But I'm working on that, and you guys will see that in my writing. So look forward to that. You guys can still currently get Lost in Translation on Amazon, Kindle, Audible. It's pretty out there right now. And more books coming. Obviously, my memoir journal is written in my actual real name, and my other books that are going to be dropping are registered and a pen name. Just because I felt like using the pen name. I don't care to have stalkers all over the place. We also listened to a song called Real Facts. I believe that's what it was called. Let me just double check real quick. But I believe it was called Real Facts last week by my cousin Kimari and another artist. Let me look at this name. So I'm probably gonna butcher it anyway, but I'm gonna try to get as close as possible. Let's see. Let me look at this. Look at this. Bam, 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 bam. Let's see. Every episode. Increasing. All right. I'm not gonna pronounce this guy's name because I would completely butcher it. But yeah, if you guys want to, you guys can go check the song out. It's called Real Facts. And you can find it on Spotify by Kimari. Key Mari with 3 eyes. So if you need help looking for it, I just told you how to spell it. So there was your help. We also had Queen pop up, and we had some insightful stuff about school and with her expectations and the reality of things. And I think you have to like touch your mic. I don't know if you're like you're trying to figure out like how to do it, but I think you have to unmute. There's a little thing at the bottom, I think, that says like unmute. You're still muted trying to talk. And one of the things that Queen said, I was hoping she came back this week. I wanted to go back and forth again. I find enjoyment of that. But I found it really funny. Queen definitely was telling us last week about how cold it was in Chicago, and I have the facts. It was not as cold as she thought it was. Oh man, I wish he was here right now.
I knew you was gonna do it, son.
I wish he was here. I wish he was here. I wish he was here. Last week she had an argument with me, or it was more so she was arguing and I was just telling her the facts. But they sent me a video about how cold it was in Chicago, trying to prove the point that it was cold as Antarctica. Unfortunately, she told me to also go look on Google to verify this, and I did. And Google said it hadn't been that cold since 2019. We're currently in 2026, so a little off there. And then she proceeds to tell me, like, you believe everything you read on Google, and when she said it, like, I was thinking, like, you're the one who told me to go check Google. So, like, if I believe it, like, you're the one who told me to go look on Google first, and then I looked on Google. Google contradicted what you said, and you were still like denying it. Okay, accountability. We see where that went. That's cool. And then the videos. Man, why can't she not be here right now? Because I was definitely gonna have fun with this. But no, she was like the videos. If you don't watch any AI videos, the apps, and anybody who knows AI videos know that there is not one particular app for AI videos, unfortunately. Those videos are just everywhere. But the video she sent me was a TikTok video, and it was just some random person saying like the day that Chicago was as cold as Antarctica, and they were showing Lake Michigan. Now, anybody who knows Chicago and knows when it gets cold, that lake freezes up, and that is a very common look when lake freezes. Like how the lake looked in that video is very common. It's what normally happens in the winter time. But she wanted to argue with me about it being as cold as Antarctica. It's just, I'm sorry, folks. You were given the wrong information last week. It was not as cold as Antarctica. It was just cold as balls, but not as cold as Antarctica. It was cold as Alaska. It was -6, which made it as cold as Alaska. Now that was official.
That's probably what she meant.
No, because I said Alaska, and she cut me up and said Antarctica.
Oh shit! Damn, I tried. I tried.
No. Either way, it was such a good laugh. It was funny. I laughed about it. I'm still laughed about it. I wish she was here so I can laugh even more. Because she probably would still try to defend that case right now.
You don't know what you're talking about. It was that cold. She would go back and forth with you. That was
yeah. And then we rolled into the school thing, which she's not wrong all the way with the history thing. Like, yeah, you should still teach Black history stuff, but it shouldn't be. To me, I feel like it should be segregated to 1 month. That I feel strongly with. Like if you're going to teach the subject, don't just teach it for 1 month. Like teach it all around like you teach everything else. It should not be segregated to 1 month because there's a lot more of Black history that can be covered in just that 1 month. Like that's just not even the tip of the iceberg. And most of the time, the only thing that people truly talk about in Black History Month is slavery, Martin Luther King, and then of course currently right now the injustice of stuff that's happening, with like George Floyd and all the other victims that had things happen to them in recent. But they don't talk about the real actual history. Like the Black Wall Street, the Egyptians properly. Like there's so much shit that could be covered for Black history. Not just like the bullet points that everybody normally talks about. There's so much. You could like talk about who invented peanut butter. Who invented the cell phone. There's other things. There was that lady, the Hidden Figures. I can't remember the lady's name on top of my head. But she worked at NASA. And she, helped them land and get up there. Like you talking about her stuff too. Like there's so much stuff you can talk about. And again, you need more than just 28 days. And everybody's like so hell bent to that. It's like, oh, you guys got a whole month. I'm like, 28 days. 28
days.
A
whole year. You really want to get technical.
No, but it's like, okay, yeah, true, a whole year, but you want to cover Black History Month, but you segregate it to 1 month, and on top of that, you make it the shortest month of the year. Unless even every 4 years, you only get an extra day. So instead of 28, you'll have 29, which you already had that, but still, it's still the shortest month of the year. And you're expecting everybody to learn about Black History Month during that time frame, and that is only at schools that have a certain demographic population. If you go to a school that's predominantly rich or Caucasian, they're not going to be enforcing Black History Month and talking about this stuff. Like they'll cover some stuff. Segregation's wrong, yada yada. Rosa Parks didn't sit in the back of the bus. Martin Luther King had a dream. They'll cover the key points,
Yeah.
but that's it. That's it. That's all they're
Motherfuckers
going to
don't know
cover.
nothing about roots,
Um,
nigga. They don't know shit
that's
about
that's
Toby.
typically what they're going to cover. They don't go in depth, and as soon as that month is over, it's like it never happened. So I feel like if there's going to be a change, it needs to be a bigger change, and it needs to be more than just making sure that everything in the month of February is about Black history. No, spread that shit out. Like, hey, here's $1, you get $1, here's $1. Spread the fucking wealth to every fucking month, and call it a fucking day. That's my opinion. Like, I don't believe that, I really don't believe that certain subjects to be segregated to a month. And also, you also can't teach everybody the same thing right away. Like, you're not going to teach your first grader, about slavery and the horrifics, Rosa Parks. No, they beautify it. They fluff it up a little bit. They don't give them the raw, naked truth. And a lot of people say, "Well, then you're lying to them." No, they're protecting their mind. They're not trying to traumatize a child at a young age. What's that?
I will say this though. They are changing shit in the textbooks for sure.
Well,
Like
yeah. I
from what I
mean,
understand, not
they
but from
always
what
do.
I understand, it was like they switched certain things. Like the Trail of Tears was more like not of what, like that's not what necessarily took place, but more along the lines of, they willingly gave up land and they just happened to get sick on the way of leaving, and them losing people is what caused the Trail of Tears, like why they called it the Trail of Tears, or shit like that we were servants that were taken care of instead of slaves who were beaten, shit like that. Like they changed a lot of shit that's actually in the new textbooks, and
Oh
it's
yeah,
not.
I mean, they always change stuff. There's always so most people don't realize like every few years there's a new textbook that comes out, like a new edition.
Right.
And every new edition they alter the history somewhat, and they do it just enough so
Yeah,
no one
that's
really
what it
pays
is.
attention to it, but they do it enough over the years to the point that it's completely altered and then no one knows when it first started. That's something that's always happened. I mean, that's why you have to take a lot of things kind of with a grain of salt. I mean, these motherfuckers are still celebrating Christopher Columbus Day. I mean, after finding out that he was a rapist and as a slaver and all of those stuff, like they still celebrate him. You still get the day off, federal holiday for Christopher Columbus, which is so crazy because they've canceled so many other different things, but they have never canceled Christopher Columbus Day. Even after knowing the truth about the man and saying, "Oh, he discovered, the land we have today." No, he didn't. It was already here. How can you discover something that's already there? You can't. You can't. Like he didn't discover shit. It was already there. He just happened to find that it was there. It was already
Oh
there.
my
You can't
bad. I
discover shit.
discovered your white pussy last night. I just happened to stay here. What?
Like no, he didn't.
That's
Um,
crazy. That's
but I mean,
wild.
it's also that controversy though, where people always say, even like slavery stuff, people always say, "Oh, black people had it worse." Yeah, black people did have it pretty bad. People of color did have it bad, but they weren't really the only ones. They're the only ones that get talked about the most. But if you go to other countries and other stuff, they had their own form of slavery. People who were the same ethnicity were slaves. Hell, in Egypt, black people were slaves there. To other black people, they were sold off. They were slaves. That's kind of
Yeah,
just how it
it's called
was. It was
it's
they were
called
controlled by
Israel.
fear.
It's called Egyptians and Israelites. That's who was enslaved. Israelites were enslaved by the Egyptians. They looked the same. The only difference is what fucking clothing they wore. The quality of clothing. One wore cotton and the other one
Polyester or
wore
something
some
or
other.
silk.
Like, yeah, it's like, there was no real difference.
Yeah,
There
no.
was no real difference between the individuals that were running shit. So yes, there are times and points in history. Hell, if you want to go back towards even the Nordic times and shit like that, motherfuckers was raping and pillaging and then enslaving motherfuckers that they just came across.
Yeah,
Like on
exactly.
some real those motherfuckers was real savages. Like real deal savages. So when it come down to it, yeah, there's a whole lot of history where motherfuckers did a whole lot of fucked up shit. Genghis Khan killed fucking a fraction of a whole what was this? Like a third of the world?
Like something like
Yeah,
that.
It's like and then fucked all of them.
yeah,
He got all of them pregnant. He got
bro.
mad. There's so much Mongol blood running through motherfuckers. Genghis Khan fucked so many. He got so many kids. That shit don't even make sense.
That was a royalty thing, though. If you go
That was a
back,
rapist thing, is what that
but
was.
yeah,
He
but yeah,
raped.
that too. But like that was also what royals did back there. Anybody who had power back then that was wealthy or considered like a king or a queen, they all had some type of fucking STD back in the day, and they didn't know what it was back then. But they all had one because they were just fucking everything that fucking walked. Oh, I like this person. Bring this person to my chambers. There was I remember I did the DNA test, right? Because looking for family, because my grandma was adopted at a young age too, so we did like a whole DNA thing looking for family and stuff like that. And we came across on my dad's side, I came across that technically we have royalty in our blood, Irish royalty. um but it was because there was a king back in Ireland when they still had the kings and queens back then, that wanted his
Right.
seed to be everywhere. He wanted to have an heir. He wanted his legacy, his bloodline to continue on. So he went out and he literally impregnated as many women as he could, um, to continue that on, which was like a common practice back then. If you had money or if you were considered, high up there, in the anarchy, like that's what they did. Like a lot of people back then of power had some type of bumps or something on their face, like they were disgusting as fuck, but no one really bat an eye, because what are you going to tell them? Like they're literally controlling everything. And they determine if you eat, sleep, live, die. Like they're just sitting there taking it. And a lot of shit was done just because people were scared. They were afraid. Fear is a hell of a thing. Fear gives people tons of power. Uh, that's technically, I would say, fear runs the world. People don't act on certain things based off of fear, or they do based off the fear, because you have that fight or flight mentality. A lot of people's mentality chooses to flight instead of fight. It's just one of those natural things. The first thing that comes to people's mind, typically in a dangerous situation, is to get the fuck out of Dodge. There's I think one in every 10 people or something like that, or 5 people, um, that will run towards the shit instead of trying to run away. Um, but most people's responses to anything crazy, when they get afraid, is to run or freeze in place and let whatever happens going to happen to you. And back in the day, motherfuckers probably just froze in place because those people had so much power, and people just backed them up because how society worked. It's like, do you go against the grain or you just go with the flow? Most people just go with the flow. They don't bat eye. They don't say shit. That's kind of how society is, though. If you really think about it, like it only takes one person to say, "Oh, I don't like this," and someone gets some type of compassion. Let's say, for instance, you're on a flight and someone's trying to you booked your ticket, right? You wanted a window seat. You got your window seat. You paid in advance. You paid extra money. You got your fucking window seat, right? You're chilling and you're on a flight. Family comes. If someone has a kid, they promise your kid a window seat. The window seat's yours. You're assigned that window seat. They're getting mad because you won't give the window seat to their kid. There's a kid wants doesn't want to sit in the middle, or by the aisle, whatever it is, because they were hoping that this flight was going to be somewhat not booked, so that way they can have the window seat. You say no. You're like, I get that. I'm not giving you my seat.
Right.
This is my seat. And then someone's recording it, and then like there was this case, like someone recorded it, and the lady ended up getting fired because they went to her job. It was like the society. I was like, oh, you were heartless. You didn't give a seat to a kid. That bullshit. Fuck those kids. And I have kids of my own, but no, fuck that shit. Like if I paid money for extra shit and I paid for a window seat, and some little brat is crying because they want my seat, they can kiss my fucking ass, and their parents can kiss my ass. I'm not giving you my fucking seat. Period. No, I don't care if it's the nice thing to do. Look, your kid needs to learn at some point in time that not everything's going to go their fucking way.
No,
Not
yeah, the
everything's
world don't
going to
work
be
like
their
that.
way. They're going to be told
Yo,
no.
I just tried to invite her up, and
You have to raise your
not
hand.
letting me. And she
But
did, and I still I put it up, and that shit didn't go through.
raise your hand again, Bree. But no, it's like let me see if I can do it. Hold on. Who's on her phone? That's probably what he's had a problem with, because my pops was calling from his phone too. Calling him from his phone. And I think that's what he's having an issue with right now. I think now
I'm on from my phone.
there you go. Yeah. There you go. Now she's up there. But no, like if a motherfucker is crying, like I don't give a fuck about that bitch crying. Like I told the kid no, that's my seat. If the kid wanted the seat, then you should have booked your seats sooner to pick that window seat. Don't wait and then get to the flight and be like, I want that window seat for my kid. I don't give a fuck. Your kid is about to learn a harsh truth that no, it's my shit. I paid for it. The answer is no, period. Your mama can't help you. Your daddy can't help you. Nobody.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Bree, you got to swipe up from the bottom and then change your audio output to speaker.
Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Go.
Okay. I'm also driving, so I'm in and out. There's a reason for that.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because I'm literally driving in the middle of an order. Hold on.
9 to 3 and stay focused.
Word.
Heavy on the fuck them kids.
What?
Heavy on the fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Fuck that kid on that seat. Fuck all of that.
Definitely. I would not be getting it, but that lady lost her job because society said you should have gave your seat to that kid. No, fuck that, and that's the problem.
Everybody can eat a bag of dicks.
Everybody wants to be a cohesive unit and go with how society. No, fuck that. I want to be individual. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. Everybody else is going sledding. Oh, cool. I'm going to stay in the house. Oh, everybody's outside sledding. So don't you want to come and sled with everybody else? No, I don't. I want to be left alone and enjoy my peace and quiet alone from everybody. Like I don't want to follow a certain path that they think that I need to follow. Like I will always go against the fucking grain. Did when I was in the military. But like to me, it's like you got to make your own path. You have to be willing to take a loss, be willing to be told no, and keep it pushing. Keep it fucking pushing. And that's a life lesson. Like if you get told no, all right, cool. It's not the end of the world. The next flight you get on, maybe you get a window seat. You do things differently. It's definitely not the end of the world. Now, I mean, if it's like, you're on terminal illness, well, I'm sorry. It's the end of the world for you, but you're still not getting my fucking seat. Because I'm powerless.
Oh, this nigga does.
No, I mean, within reason. Like if it was someone who was terminally ill, mind you, they most likely wouldn't be on a plane anyway. But if they were terminally ill, I wouldn't consider giving my seat either. I'm sorry, no, I wouldn't. You just be no window seat. Like
talking about giving your seat up on a bus or something like that.
On a plane.
In general.
Oh,
yeah.
Giving up your seat. I think the only people that you should give up your seat for are pregnant people.
Not if I pay for the seat.
No, I disagree. I have to disagree with that.
Not if I pay for the seat.
Only reason why I would disagree with that, because this whole thing of women pushing this equality thing, the angle that want equal rights and equality. Well, what comes with that is that I don't give you my seat, whether you're pregnant or not. Like, I could as a courtesy, but I don't have to. I'm not obligated. You may feel like I should, but I don't have to. I don't owe you anything. Period.
At all.
Like you don't have to. It's a nice thing to do, but you're not obligated. It's like holding the door open. Like, I don't have to hold a door open for people to go through. I can hold the door and let it go. And I do that a lot of times. I will go through a door and let that bitch close right behind me. And people look, you didn't hold the door open? Why? Do I know you? Are you going to tell me thank you when I do it? Because I'll hold the door open and motherfuckers don't do it. It's just a nice thing to do. That's cool. I don't have to be nice. It's free to be nice. It's also free to be an asshole. And I'm choosing the latter right now. I don't always choose to be nice to people. No, seriously. Like, if you're always being nice to people, then people think you're a pushover. People think that they can walk all over you. Fuck that. No. Understand that sometimes I will say no. I won't hold the door open for you, and I'll be a dick. And you're either gonna like me or hate me. Either way, I'm going to be fine. Because I'm doing what I choose to do. Like, that at the end of the day, the only person that you have to be happy with and please is yourself. You come into this world alone, you're going to die alone. Period. I mean, twins have a different story. They come in this world with the twin, you know, they come with somebody. So when their other half dies, they feel that because they have a different psychic connection there. And contrary, everybody's like, oh, I don't believe that. Don't care if you don't believe it. You don't see a tree fall in the middle of the forest, but does it make a sound? It does. It still makes that sound. You don't have to be there to hear it. So just know that it still happens. Like, you don't have to believe in something for it to be real. You just would like it because, you know, that's how you're programmed. Most people are programmed. If you don't see it, it's not real. But you don't have to see certain things for it to be actually real. You just have to have an open mind to them. And the rest, you know, will fall in place. But yeah. Yeah, that was my take on that. Well, yeah.
Eddie, did you tell him about, did you bring up what we spoke about earlier?
Oh,
So
hold
I had
on.
posted something in relation to, and I don't know if you had seen it, in relation to this whole soft man era. I guess it's now a new thing where men want to be pampered, sit back, and taken care of too, which I agree on. However, the question is it wrong for a man to want to be in the soft man era where he gets pampered and he doesn't have to do anything and he doesn't have to pay for anything? Literally gets to be, in a sense, I guess, have the same rights as a female when she's wanting to be taken care of.
So you think that it's
Or is
wrong
it
that a man
still
wants to do
the
that?
same?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like society is asking, is it too much sprinkle, or is it to the point where is it okay? Is it okay for them to have a moment where they're like, you know what? I don't want to go to the today. I want to be taken out to eat. I want to go ahead and have a massage and be pampered on and taken care of.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't give a fuck what society says.
I think
I
the problem is they're calling it a soft man era, so it's taking the masculinity out of it. But I don't think the want and the need of wanting to be pampered on is an issue.
So my take on this, if they're calling it a soft man thing, or what'd you say, sprinkle, whatever that shit is, that's probably shows how I'm getting too old to really keep up this lingo. But my take on it, women did it for years. Wanted the men to take care of them, pay for their massages, all this other stuff under the sun. And then they fought for this equal rights, equality. They wanted to be the head of the table. They wanted to do all this other stuff, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It's perfectly fine. But on that same toe, on that same shoe, you know, other coin, now men have that opportunity to say, hey, you telling me I don't have to work 12-hour shifts, 13-hour shifts, pull doubles, that my lady wants to be head of the house and take charge and work, and I can sit at home, be a stay-at-home dad, or just stay at home while she does stuff and be taken care of and have a break? Sign me up. Sign me up, coach. Sign me up. A motherfucker's gonna jump on that shit. And if person say, oh, you're being too soft. Hey, you know what? I'll be soft. Hand me my sex on the beach. I'm gonna be soft, still full of muscles, still tatted, still whoop your fucking ass. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to enjoy myself. Like,
my fucking audio chopped out. What happened? What did I miss?
Like, I'm going to enjoy myself.
The whole soft guy, the soft man era thing. And he's basically saying, fuck it, I'm gonna enjoy myself, as you should.
Like,
but I think, you know, they're in a state, a lot of women are like, oh, if that's the case, then who's gonna be the man?
Oh, we're still the man. I'm just enjoying. I'm just, hold on, Dad. I'm still the man. I'm just finally taking part of what you got to enjoy for years. When it was the men had to take charge of everything, women had to stay home, take care of the kids. That's cool. That's cool. Now that we have this equal right activity, yo, I'm still the fucking man. Don't get that twisted. I'm still the man in the house, but I'm going to partake in the pleasures and privileges that you had for years while, you know, the man was doing the thing that, you know, men do before. Now women are trying to do it. Go do that. I'm gonna go over here, get my pedicures done, my toes done, let someone massage my feet, go get a back massage. Yeah, sure, why not? There is nothing soft about that, nor nothing wrong with that. Now, most people say, well, that's not men. Like, men should always, you know, take charge, pay all the. I get that. That's cool. That worked in 1970 when the cost of living was lower and it was $80,000 to buy a house, and you know the income was a lot different. Now that the house, no, scratch that, an apartment, a 1-bedroom apartment. You know, I'm on this HOA board, right? And we talked about the living expenses for a 1-bedroom apartment, townhome, studio, however you want to call it. It was damn near $3,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment. You don't even own this bitch. You're renting 6 months, 12-month lease. State of Georgia, I think, in most places they do like a 6 months lease, and then you renew it after 6 months, and it can go up. Every time you renew your lease, it can go up. And now you're telling me my woman's working a little bit more, I can stay at home. She's probably making more than me, because the workforce has changed. Before, it was high demand for men to be put in certain positions, you know, and it's still there. It's still there. There's still a high quality calling for men. But now these women, these ladies, are taking the initiatives. They're showing they're more than just a stay-at-home mom. They're smart. They're educated. They know how to handle certain things. Now, I'm not saying that every woman knows how to do this, because there's some that don't. Just like there's some men that don't. There's both on both sides. But since a woman can get a good paying job, office job, and make tons of money, and she wants to take care of her men and do all this stuff, and the men wants to stay at home and chillax and take a break for a moment, because most men aren't going to stay in that state. That's the one thing that most people don't understand. Most men get bored. Yes, it sounds cool. We'll do it. We'll sit back. We'll take all that pampering that women get, but best believe we can't stay in that state for long. We're going to get bored. Yeah. We're going to get antsy, just like women did. And what women do, they fought for the privilege to have equal rights, equality, all this stuff, so they can go out and do more shit. Men are going to do the exact same thing. Only difference is men already have the ability to just go back out and do it as of now. Now, shit can change somewhere along the wrong where they be like, oh, men can't do shit. Take men's voting rights away. Shit can change. You just never know how society will go. But I don't think it is wrong for a man to sit back and enjoy the finer things in life that a woman used to enjoy. There's nothing soft about it whatsoever. Because you can go look at what fucking, so you're going to go say, sprinkle to like an heavyweight fucking boxer like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, the beast of boxing, right? So if he decided he wanted to go get a pedicure and all this fucking shit, sprinkle, all this shit, people say, someone's gonna walk up and say, oh, you're being soft because you want to do that. No, just because he's getting shit like that done does not make that motherfucker soft. It just means that he can appreciate the finer things that women used to enjoy to themselves. Well,
I'm gonna take care of my motherfucking self. That's
I don't
it.
think
I'm
so.
gonna
I don't think so. I think a man shouldn't get no damn pedicures.
yeah, that's you.
Pops, that's different. Dude. You from a different era. Y'all thought certain shit was soft, but y'all was wearing some of the most flamboyant
pedicures. What the
back in
pedicure is
the
like your
day.
feet, right? Pedicure is your feet, right? So a man can get a pedicure. There's nothing wrong with that because you should take care of your feet. It's like if the people who are like religious and Bible, your feet are an entrance, right? So you want to take care of your feet. You want to take care of the bottom of your soul. So if getting a pedicure does that, make sure your feet's all good, so you're not getting bunions, crusting, all this other icky shit. You know. Yeah, that's cool. You know what else is good though? Having someone else massage your feet, getting all those tension out that you have from like walking and being in your feet 24/7. Have someone to like sitting there rubbing your feet, taking care of them. That feels good. And now, mind you, I get it. You're old. You're like a dinosaur. No, well, yeah, of course, because you're a dinosaur. You were born in like the 70s, so that's your mentality. Like I said, mentalities change from societies and generations. So, like my pop's mentality, like he just said, he thinks that's some gay shit. He doesn't believe in that. My generation is different. The kids' generation, like my kids' generation, they'd be all for it. The shit's changed.
Yeah, but I think it's just the aspect of what we're calling it. I don't think it's necessarily the needs. I feel like every man should be allowed to be pampered on and taken care of, especially when we talk in terms of a marriage, because as society likes to put it, oh, it's the woman's needs before his, but yet we're wondering why his attitude changes when he's around the house. We're wondering why he won't get up and do certain things. Well, I mean, let's
It's
be
because
honest.
most.
Have you taken into
Hold on,
account
wait.
to
I got a
how he's
question. No,
doing? What do you mean?
I got a question. So say between you work, your wife work, she happens to make way more money than you because she's in a position that you aren't able to make. Like she's making way more. Y'all have kids.
Mhm.
She goes and she take like, should I keep working and we just pay somebody to fucking raise our kids, or would it be feasible for me to stay home, take care of the kids at that particular time, and she make it, especially if she's making something 6-7 figures? Let's be unreasonable right now. She's making 6-7 figures. She want me. I'm not making 6-7. I'm only making 5-6 at the most. Right? We got kids. I'm taking care of the kids. Is that soft? Me being soft, or me
No.
raising my kids?
Nope. That's fatherly duties.
Man should always have his own type of income.
See, but here's the difference.
No,
though, right?
no,
Wait,
but
wait, wait,
he
wait.
still has an income though. He
Wait.
said.
Wait,
Hey,
Pops. Here's the difference though, right? When it's done on the other side, the person that spends the most times with the kids, God forbid there is a divorce, is the person that usually gets custody. That's what they'll use. Whoever's the breadwinner at that time is the one that usually happens to pay out the way. Now, that's what equality brought to women as well. The fact of if they make more, they have to pay alimony. They have to pay
that's where the
child
system's.
support.
That's where the system's broken though, unfortunately. Because nine times out of 10, they're still going to grant the women the rights to the children, even if the women are found to be in negligence or unfit, because there has been a stigma that women are the more nurturing types, so they should be the ones to raise the children. Now, that being said,
and they birth their child.
No, but
no,
that being
necessarily.
said,
As a
though,
woman here,
there's also studies
will
that shows
say
that
it's also
men who are actively in their children's life and participating in doing stuff and playing a disciplined role actually turn out better than being raised by just women alone. And they say single fathers raise children sometimes better than single mothers do. And there's, of course, this controversy because it's both. It can happen in both ways. There are single mothers who can raise men and children perfectly fine with no problem, and vice versa. But typically, they'll give the rights to the mother even in a divorce, typically because they feel like that's the safer, better option, rather the father to stay-at-home dad. The only time that you really see like the mother have to pay child support and have to give up some shit is if like she's a real big celebrity and the person that she was with is nobody and they had to get paid or something like that. And then that motherfucker will be collecting the check. And of course, because I've seen this happen already on some social media shit where there's a famous woman who has to pay alimony to her baby daddy, and she's pissed about that. And everybody's like, why are you pissed? Why are you pissed? Because if it was the other way, you'll be sitting there smiling and he'd be sitting there upset. But you make the most money and he's a stay-at-home dad. So you should be able to pay that with no problem. But yet you're still pissed. So you wouldn't have been pissed if he had to pay you child support. Like, there's definitely a double standard there, unfortunately.
But women always gonna have the rights because they birthed that child.
That doesn't technically give them the right. You both laid down to have that baby. And if you want to get really if you want to get really real about this,
technically, psychologically speaking, as a woman who has had not one but two kids, most of the time it's more so on the psychological of the child. If we are in the home engaging with the child, if we are in the home doing things with that said child, they're most likely to form a bond with the parent who is doing more. So it's not necessarily all because of the fact of the guy having to pay child support. There are some homes where there are men who are not paying child support, who are active in their children's lives, and when they separate, they still end up going with the mother anyway. So in terms, I don't technically feel that is entirely true. It's also based off of the bond that both parents have with that said child and how it's being done. There are some people that are not paying child support. There are some people that don't even want to put the father of their children on child support. So when it comes down to it, and not only that, most of the time, the child support is literally next to nothing for most. I don't know why y'all sit and talk about child support like y'all getting millions and millions of dollars, unless you done had a baby by a ball player or a celebrity and such, because that's not the case. Most of the time, it's little next to nothing.
I mean, people misuse child support the wrong way anyway. That's really the problem. Let's see, child support is meant to help the child with stuff, and a lot of people misuse child support incorrectly, and then they get upset about it. Like there'll be women that say, "Oh, I can't pay this bill. It's not. I don't get enough child support." Child support's not for that. I remember a judge saying, "Child support's not to help you pay your bills. It's not supposed to be helping you do your water bill, your light bill, all that other stuff." Let me finish.
Child support
Let me finish.
Whatever the need may be. So, for example,
let me finish, woman. I'm telling you what I've heard from a judge out of their mouth, because you're not the one who has kids. Remember, I have kids too, and I've dealt with this. So I'm telling you verbatim what I've heard out of a judge's mouth.
Are you paying child support?
Yes, I am. So I'm telling you verbatim what I heard out of a judge's mouth. So you will let me finish talking now. So the judge said, child support is not meant to pay bills. Okay? Child support is for things for the child, what the child needs, necessities that the child needs, not to pay the light bill, not to go for the rent. Now, the common thing would be like, well, yes, it's child support that should be used for that. According to the judge, it's not supposed to be used for that. If the child lives with you, primarily, the child lives with you primarily, that money or you're supposed to be making money to fend for that child. That money that's coming for the child for child support is for that child's necessity stuff, not for the light bill. And I say, yeah, you can use it. You can use it for a light bill, but you shouldn't. Like I definitely remember the judge going in about it. It was like, that bill, if the child lives with you, you are supposed to support that child. That money that's coming is for the child, not to pay light bills, the rent. Well, I'm going to be sure on my rent because I don't have enough child support. That's not the problem. That's not the father's problem for the child support. You wanted the child. You said that you are responsible to take care of this child. Your job is to support this child. That means get a job and support, especially if the child, and in other situations where the child goes with the parent and the parent takes care of that other child with no problem, doesn't reach out to the mom or anything, or because there are situations where it's like half a year and half a year where the kid will go with one parent for 6 months or however many months, and then the kid will live with the other parent for so many months when they're close enough. And during that time, one parent supports that child and the other one doesn't. And the parent that's supposed to support that child is the one that's supposed to take care of everything. And that's how it was supposed to be done. Now, when you go to court, and you're going to have some judges that are going to say different things because they all have a different belief of how it's supposed to go. There is not one way how it's supposed to go. But I tell you, like, if a child is with you 90% of the time, like, I remember when I was paying child support and when I lived in Illinois. And mind you, I was paying child support for my kid who was with me every single day, Monday to Sunday. And I was still paying child support, and the kid was with me every day, but I was still paying child support to her mother. I was like, how do you make that correct? How does that sound right? I'm paying child support. The kid's with me 24/7, but I'm paying child support to the mother. Make it make sense. But that is how society works. The judge. Most judges are going to side with the women. I remember when I wrote a good case and I had a lawyer for this case, and it was a solid case. And the lawyer said, "You're asking for too much rights for your child. You're not going to get that. This is the best you can get because you're fighting for your kid in a women's state. They're not going to prove anything. So I got the shittiest deal because there was no real rights for fathers." So
no, if you pay the right lawyer like Jeffrey Leary, the right lawyer.
Again, that comes with having tons of money. Not everybody has that type of money who can afford that because they make things very difficult for fathers. It's easier for a mother to get stuff done for a child than it is a father. And the reason why I can say that with 100% surety, because I'm dealing with this right now. I raise my own other daughter that I have by myself without her mother doing any type of financial support. And I even tried to put her on child support. You know what they told me? You don't need child support. You're a man. So, I mean, every state is different. I live in Georgia and I tried to put my daughter's mother on child support for many years. And they said, you don't need child support. You're a man. She doesn't have to pay child support to you. Excuse me? She doesn't do anything for a kid. I do everything. But she can't be put on child support. So that's how I can prove the system's fucked up because I deal with it personally.
Back what you were saying about the rent and this and that. Now, if they're getting like $800 a month, yeah, partial of that money can be used for their housing because the child lives in that house. And that's the way the judge broke it down to me. Part of that money goes with her. She can spend it on rent, lights, but you know what I'm saying? She got to spend it accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Make sure.
Yeah, most of it's supposed to be spent on the kids, but that is not what happens with child support today in most cases. Most cases, not saying every case, but most cases, they do not spend that money on that child for child support. Most of them, if they have like a new boo or something like that and they get child support, most of them are giving that money to their little new boyfriend or whatever the case is, and they're go out and they're doing stupid shit and their kids aren't getting shit, unfortunately. And I hate to say that it happens, but I know it happens. I've seen it happen. It's fucked up. I wish it didn't happen for them. Kids deserve better.
The majority of us that receive child support, no.
You're cutting out.
She cut out.
I know. I think she realized and she muted herself till she was able to get better. I don't know.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you now.
Okay. I was saying maybe it was that one person that you heard about, but most of us that receive child support, no, that's not the case at all. And on the note of, oh, it shouldn't be used for that purpose, the child support is used for anything that the child might need as far as being cared for. So that means if this child lives with me and the light bill is short because I went ahead and took my money and bought something for my said child, then absolutely yes, I'm going to use that money to cover certain bills. The child lives with me. The child needs the lights on the sea, right?
As you
So
should.
you would use your money to do something for the child instead of using the child support money first. Is that what you were saying?
No, she used her money first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She used her money first, and then she used the child support money to pay the bills
Whatever
because
I
she used her
needed
money
as a
first.
child with the child support, and I went ahead and used it for whatever I need. The judge has never told me, ma'am, you can't do that. That child lives with me, which means I'm providing food, shelter, lights, clothing, whatever else they need. And 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be honest with you, that child support is not helping with much. The rest of that is my money.
Again, every case is different. What your judge said to you could say something completely different to another
It's
judge.
10% of what that man makes.
Yeah, and if he doesn't make much, then you're not going to get much because he doesn't make much. If he's on the, and you know, and that's actually another thing I think is really stupid with the system. So here's the thing. So when someone gets put on child support, okay, say someone falls behind because they don't have the money to pay child support, whatever the case is, they can't pay it at the time. The system says you can't pay child support, we're going to throw you in jail. And they said, oh, now you back child support. Well, yeah, I'm in jail. How am I making money? I can't work. I mean, yeah, I can do work jail stuff, but then where does that money go? That money doesn't go anywhere. So you put a parent who's supposed to be on child support in prison, then they really can't pay unless the state decides, hey, we're going to cut a check for your child support because the father's in jail. Or you could just let the father stay out of jail, hopefully get a job, and still be able to contribute to being in the child's life.
Actually, they changed that law. If you was incarcerated, it has to be revised because you can't owe arrears because you wasn't working. If you was unemployed and the judge knew you was unemployed, the child support can't mount up to that amount because there should be no set child support until you find a different job. They changed that law for men. Most men don't know that, but they changed that law.
Well, that's the thing. They change a lot of laws for men, but they don't tell them. They don't put any of this stuff out there. And then the same thing for women too. They change a lot of laws on women for stuff too, and they don't tell them. They don't. Let me rephrase this. They don't tell people who live in a demographic area where there's not a lot of wealthy people at. Okay, if you're considered living in the slums or the hood or something like that, yes, you're not going to know that because they don't send the proper resources there to educate the staff members accordingly so they can provide people with the proper information. But let's say if you go to one of those uppity neighborhoods that you're going to have all the resources you need because they're going to ensure that you have every detail you need to make the proper decision, and that's going to be based on where you live. Unfortunately, that is one thing that you cannot get out of. And I'm sure Bree has probably seen that from going from New York, how they do things from New York to then coming down to Atlanta area, then realizing, oh, yo, y'all do little things a little different. Hey, yo, that's a little different.
Very differently. For example, I've been trying to personally file an increase for about 3 years now. And because of the fact that our case is they have told me that. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, she said our case is out of state. Yeah, I heard what you said.
Yeah, they're saying that because it's an out-of-state case, that in order for me to file for an increase, I would basically have to cancel it out from New York and completely start the whole process over in Georgia.
Yeah, because you reside in
So
Georgia now.
Yeah, that's
That makes
that
sense.
would have taken months to start over. They would have to go along with the whole process of finding him and going through all of this, checking his income, checking my income. And at this point in time, they might even decrease it due to the fact that she has siblings that live in the home with him, and he will use that to his advantage. Seeing the fact that not only do I have 4 other children that live with me, I'm also in the middle of a divorce. So he's going to play the sympathy card as much as possible. So that way he does not have to pay majority of it or even more if that matter. So when it
but
comes
if he
down
In the
got
state
to
of
if
us,
she
Georgia,
was the first one on child support,
I'm sorry?
if she was the first one on child support, her order gonna stand. The other
yeah,
one's gonna get less money.
yeah, yours would stand because you're the first
That's how it
one.
works with
And
child support.
normally the first one that does it,
Yeah.
but also in the state of Georgia, I had to look all this stuff up. You have way more rights in the state of Georgia as a woman to get things done than a man does. It's just very hard to find all the right information so you can get the right things done because they do not tell you anything. Like I had to find out some shit that I was told one thing, and when I finally did my research, I was told I was completely shocked because what I was told from a courthouse was completely not accurate versus what the actual law was. And I was like, damn. I was like, a good
Do you
thing I
know
did my actual research. Huh?
I was told at the time when I first filed, I filed when she was 2. And then they closed out the case and I had to file again. And I was in New York at the time. And I was told because we were married, I shouldn't be complaining about child support. I said, "Are you
Yeah,
guys
because
fully
y'all
aware that
actually
I was
married.
school?" I'm sorry?
Yeah, because y'all was married. If y'all was legally divorced, then yeah,
Right.
you could have claimed the
And at
child
the
support and got it.
time, here's the thing though. We were not married for long. We were married for 2 weeks. So it didn't even process through the system fully with the divorce and the paperwork and whatnot. So I said, okay, I closed it out, did it again. When I finally did it again, I'm in the office and the lady's like, and they make you do it. She hands me the paperwork. I said, well, do I have to put him on child support just because I want to go back to school? Because I just need somebody to watch her so I can go back to school. And she's like, well, yeah, you don't have a choice. It's either that or we don't cover her daycare costs and you come out of pocket and do it yourself.
Oh yeah, because you're trying to use
And
a state
Yep.
program.
I just kind of felt like, well, that's fucked up because my plan was never to put him on child support. My plan was, hey, if we can come to an agreement where you're going to help me out, regardless if I'm in a whole different state, then cool. When I decided that was the case, I promise you, within the first 2 months, I gave him 2 months on his own to kind of give something towards childcare. And I got the agreement was that I was going to get $150 every Wednesday. That following Wednesday came, I literally got $25. And that was it. And his excuse was, well, I'm working and I have other stuff that I got to take care of. And so my question was, is it that all you have is $25 to give, or that's all you're allowing yourself to give?
That's all
Not
you allowing
knowing that
yourself to do.
was way more than $25. I could keep in mind, I was with her in New York for 4 years, so there was no clothes being sent over, there was nothing being given. Everything was relied on me. So when it comes down to it, did I feel bad for putting him on child support in the beginning? Yes, because I was like, I don't want to repeat something that he's already gone through. I saw the whole situation. His license had got suspended. I just thought it was pretty fucked up.
Oh,
So
so
I was
you're
like,
not the
no, this is
first
not
then. You'd
something.
be the second.
No, I was the
But you
second.
should have learned from the first. When
I
the
was
first
the
child was
second.
on child support, you should have knew something was wrong. He wasn't
His
taking
first
care of the
wife,
child. Oh,
his first wife had put him on child support for the girls. And at that time, she filed for child support, and I think she got $700 each child. Um, and in total, I think because at the time he didn't add them onto his insurance, it was $1,300. With that
Oh yeah,
being
because you gotta have
said,
insurance.
I saw that and I saw how much it took out of him personally, and I just kind of felt bad. And I was like, well, I hope, this is not the situation with us. I would never do anything like that. But when it came down to it, I'm not gonna lie. Once I started receiving the child support, and I not only received the child support, but at the point was there was no contact for the child. There was no relationship being formed whatsoever. At that point, why the fuck should I care if you're being put on child support? I really don't give a fuck. Because you're not
Well, he
concerned
supposed
about
to
the
start
well being
insurance.
of your child. So why should I care about what's coming out of your pocket?
And then that is when the system won. Believe it or not, the system
Yeah,
won.
because he's supposed to check on his child.
No, not even that. Is that is how the system has been rigged to
Yep.
separate families like that. Like if you want government assistance like for help, you have to show that you're not with somebody. You have to show that you're willing to put the person that you have a child with on child support, even if it hurts them. And most people would do it because they want that assistance. They need that assistance to help them, and that is
Well,
how the
he
government
said
and other organizations get you and
take
separate
care of the
families
child.
because you want those benefits. Well, you can't be with your man. You can't be with your kid or your kid's father, any of that stuff.
I even came up with the idea of trying to rig the system at the time because in the beginning, I was still in my feelings. I was like, I still want to try to make it work, but at the same time, I need the help. So I had told him, I said, what if I got the child support, took half of it and gave it and flipped it back to you? And he sat there and he was like, no, there's no point. Mind you, at this point in time, like I said, I can understand trying fathers where you're checking up, you're making visits. Granted, my child is in a whole nother state, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna send something. I'm gonna make a visit once or twice. I'm gonna go ahead and call every day and check up. At least try and put an effort. But seeing the fact that you're not putting in effort, but you're taking vacations with your other children and your girlfriend, but you want to get mad at me because you're being charged an additional $200 out of your check, and then have the nerve to tell me that $200 ain't hurting you nothing. Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna enjoy this child support, and so is your daughter. It's not doing shit, but hey, an extra 100 don't ever hurt nobody,
Nope.
and that's
Mm.
just how it is. And mind you, 6 years later now, we don't have any problem with the child support, and it's only because I didn't bother to push for increase. One, I know what he's about to be dealing with. Two, I'm not stupid. I already know her and I talk all the time. Little does he know, they're about to move out of that house. She's getting her own place, which means she's going to be working 2 jobs, which means she's going to need help with these kids, which means she's going to need more money, and which also means he's probably not going to give a fuck to be able to do anything. So on that note, little does he know she's going to be filing for child support too. He does not know that yet, and I don't plan on telling him because it's none of my business and it don't got shit to do with me.
But her
So
order ain't gonna be for that much because they're gonna add up y'all orders, the two that he already paying for, and yours, and she ain't gonna get much. She gonna
he's
get the
not
scraps.
paying for two, so he pays me child support only, and then once I guess the thing is, he's like, if he doesn't follow through with the court agreement with the divorce as far as how they're splitting the kids up throughout the week, then yes, she will be filing for child support. So he's gonna be paying child support for 5 kids.
Sounds like a problem for him.
And alimony at that. Yeah. And if she go for alimony, she probably gonna
She doesn't
get
want
all these
alimony. He
kids.
doesn't make enough for her to want alimony. I just
With all
came
that
from the
child
house.
support shit, he probably ain't got shit.
Nope. And he's not even
He
looking for
probably
a
ain't got no
place to
money with all
sit
that child support.
at this point. So in my head, and it's crazy because at the time when I was like, hey, I might try to file for increase for the child support, I said, if you want to avoid that, all you have to do is give me an extra 100 on top of what it is. It's not much. And he was just kind of like, or you could just cut it off altogether and I'll just put it straight into your account. Fuck no. I'm not stupid. I am not about to go ahead and cut off shit so that way you could give me the money that you want to give me when you want to. Absolutely not. And still do little to no effort to be a part of her life. I think no. I will keep what I
The
have.
brother
That's
was trying to
Are
get
you
to
guys
I
in
it.
the
will let
same
her
state
have.
right now?
We are in the same state, yes. We're in the same state. He does not get her every weekend the way that he should. He just got her this weekend, and it's only because of the fact that she had asked me to go. But he just went 4 months without seeing her. He doesn't call. He doesn't check up about school. He doesn't ask me anything. It's basically whenever he feels like it is when he sees her. That's that.
He must be a young dude.
And I'm not, at this point, I don't argue. I don't complain. I don't ask him for extra money. If I need something, I just bust my ass and figure it out by myself. Because at the end of the day, I'm not mad at him as far as what he wants to do with his life, but that has nothing to do with your involvement in your child. I understand not being able to come out because of the fact that, you have work, you're working 2 jobs, but the least you can do is pick up the phone and call. See how she's doing. Find out how she's doing in school. Be more
And
involved in everything that's going on.
he probably only reporting one job of child support. He probably ain't reporting the second job.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, that's why
He,
he getting away with what he getting away with. So he ain't report the second
and
job,
like
but
I
that wife of
said,
his that he got now.
because of the fact that I'm so used to how this is, I don't complain. I don't argue because it's null and void. There's no point. It's not going to change nothing. It's so for the women that sit here and, oh, but da 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 da, and I need my money. First of all, let's be frankly honest. It's not your money. Granted, the card has your name on it. It's because your child is too young to advocate for themselves. But baby, it was never yours to begin with.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
never
that's
yours to
true.
begin with. There are moments where she will go, I'm like, she's like, Mommy, I want this and this and that and the third. I'm like, no, because of the fact that I know what we have coming up and I know what needs to be paid for. So, no, I'm going to tell you no. Oh, but I got money. No, you don't. We got money. Because you want to know why I say we? Because every single time I have to come out of pocket and pay for something myself, or if I don't have the money and I got to find a way, baby, that's our money. So if that means the light bill is coming up and it needs to be paid for because I went ahead and spent over $100 to buy you clothes last week, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And it is none of your father's business on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Because at the end of the day, he ain't helping me with you. He ain't helping me with none of the shit that I got going on.
That's fair.
So in Zone's case, yes, it's fucked up to tell a man that, oh, because you have the child full time, oh, you don't need child support. Who the fuck are you to tell him that he doesn't need child support? And I'm sorry if I'm coming on here ranting on and being angry, but I feel like it's a huge double standard. It should not fucking matter if it's the male or the woman asking for the child support. At the end of the day, he's asking for help, and he's no different from me because of the fact that I have the child. If it was flipped the other way around and he had her full time, absolutely. Absolutely. Would I be okay with it
Yeah,
being
you
a
feel
fact
like the
that
man should be
I
able to
don't
take
make
care
it?
of his child.
Yeah.
That's the
Child
thing.
support. That's all.
That is the thing. They feel that a man should be able to take care of his child without support. And what makes a difference if you feel that a man can take care of his child without child support, no offense, then why is the rights always granted to the woman first?
I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story about child support. I, my child is staying in Arkansas. I send her money all the time when she was younger, and her mama car broke down. She was 16 at the time, and she called me and said, "I need a car." I'm like, "Well, you got a husband. I think you need to buy you a car." She told me I'm gonna be sorry. She wouldn't try to put me on child support, but I have receipts showing that I send money all the time to my daughter. So the judge looked at me. He told me, "I'm gonna tell you what you do, because I can see you've been taking care of your daughter from day one." And he's like, "And she's 16." I told him, I said, "She got mad because I'm gonna buy a car." I told her she got a husband. So he gave me $50 every 2 weeks to pay. And I told her, I said, "See now, I could be a real asshole and don't send no more money, but I ain't gonna do my daughter like that." But it's just the simple fact you want to put me on there because I wouldn't buy you a car, and I wasn't gonna buy a car. She got a husband. That's what he felt.
Yeah.
It's sad to
Stupid
see
ass.
how it is. And it's crazy because at the time when he was on child support with his first wife, who is now his current wife, um, I kind of had a little spat with her about it based off of the amount. Because I felt like if he's giving you $1,300 and we have a baby on the way, we have a baby that was just born. There's no reason why what do you need that much money for and you're getting help? I can understand if you were by yourself, but our daughter was literally born 3 days ago. Why do you need $1,300? You didn't need $1,300 before we had this baby.
Because she was on any type of government assistance, she wasn't seeing all
No,
that money. She was
no,
only
she
seeing a
wasn't.
portion of that money.
No, she was not. There was no assistance, nothing coming her way.
Huh?
Absolutely nothing.
Mm.
How
You
it
know,
be
kids
sometimes.
nowadays they call.
Absolutely nothing
Kids
coming her
nowadays
way.
call.
And now, they're in the middle of a divorce. And when I tell y'all, I literally just left this house. And I'm looking around and he's still twiddling his fingers on the game and she's running around after his kids. And I'm just kind of like, see, you better than me. She's like, oh, I don't even bother. I'm like, yeah, I bet you don't. But me? Oh, hell, get the fuck up. There would be no game. That shit would be gone. I'm sorry. Because I'll be damned if I'm killing myself, take care of 4 children, including 2 toddlers, by my fucking self, and you sitting here enjoying your best life on your ass. Absolutely fuck not no. So if you're not gonna at least give me the money to provide for these said children, then you can go ahead and help. You can do something. But that's just
But
my
see,
take on
she
it.
should have
Like
did that. But she should have did that in the beginning. If she instead set no standards in the beginning, that's all he
it's
gonna do is do what he doing.
it's the pattern. It was the fact that it was out of spite of he he married me, he had more babies with me and not you. Okay, congratulations. But you see, there are certain things, there's a reason why he's with you and not me. I will not tolerate certain shit, and that was one of them. When I noticed, I came home with Zari, and it was the simple factor of I'm not getting help physically, and we live in the same house. Forget financially, yes, you're paying all the bills. Congratulations to you, kudos to you. But I'm not receiving any kind of help in any kind of way. Absolutely not. You gotta go, because I can be
Yeah.
bad by myself. I'm all right.
Yes,
So I don't vouch for the
yes,
women that are over here. Oh, I need my child support. Mind you, he's an active father. He's getting involved in school. He's helping you out with whatever you may need, even though you get on his last fucking nerve. I don't advocate for that because I'm confused as to how you want him to physically and mentally break himself down to make himself accountable for you and said child, but yet you're not taking in about accountability that his mentality is not there to be able to do the things that you want him to do.
aren't you glad you ain't got no kids, ego?
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
I
what it,
told
I
you, glad
can't
you
lie.
glad he
I'm just here like, damn, y'all niggas going through it, son. I'm just here chilling.
Hey, it happens, man.
I'm here chilling right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's crazy.
That's the reality of things. Like, it goes off of the term of, and I hate that women love to blame men for this, and I'm one of them that will gladly sit and say I would love to see women to stop blaming the men for shit because at the end of the day, it is your choice. Yes, he courted you. Yes, he decided to talk to you, but you decided to talk back.
You
Yeah,
slept
Yes,
with them,
you
you
ain't
got
gotta have
pregnant
that
by
baby
them,
with me.
you had a kid with them, everything under the
you
sun. It
decided
was
to do
50
all
50.
that. All, but I told him I didn't want any kids. And from that point in time that you noticed that you didn't want any kids and you didn't do nothing to put yourself in that position, but then you want to sit here and baby mama yourself all fucking day long and put that on him? No, sweetheart, that was not you. Men only do what you allow. So because you allowed him to play with you mentally, emotionally, and physically, that's exactly what the fuck he's going to do, and it's not going to change. It don't matter if
And
you
with the
marry him then
genetics.
or now or later. Period.
They also play with the genetics too, because that DNA stays up in them for 7 years. What up, Cozy? Thanks for sliding into the
Rosie,
Twitch.
what's
How
up,
are
man?
you?
How you been, lady? Oh my head.
Ooh. Forgot to do that there. Chilling like a villain.
Yeah, but I understand that where you coming from with that kid stuff, child support. Yeah, in this time of age, you gotta have that money. It
Ugh,
costs.
Thaddeus is
Got it.
That's why
happy.
I'm glad all my.
I am indeed happy.
That's why I'm glad all my kids are grown. I ain't gotta worry about
All my kids are grown.
that. I ain't
So
gotta worry about
far,
that shit no more. Talking about
he had like
guns and
7,
this and that, and I need money.
7. He had like 7, 6 that I'm aware of, including myself.
Who got seven? I only got
You,
six. I only got six.
I'm saying who?
I only
You.
got six and six baby moms. I only got six and six
You.
baby moms.
Pops, Pops, you up?
Huh?
You got it. That's a lot. But keep it
I got
100,
Yeah, you
baby.
got a
You was
I
out
lot.
got
there
six
sowing your
baby
seed.
moms.
I ain't mad at you. They say
Yeah,
I'm
Right.
out
you,
here,
I
baby.
gotta keep them. I gotta keep going.
I
All the
gotta
time y'all
keep
you,
get
the streets.
real
pops
good.
with a Rolling Stone. My pops was
Y'all
definitely
about
a
to get
Rolling
real good.
Stone.
Like my youngest is 23.
Where
My
would he put
youngest is
his hat?
23. Just
Wasn't his
got assigned to
home,
come to the
but he put his
CPA.
hat there.
So, like I said, it's time for women to start taking accountability in a sense of, oh, well, I had, and I understand the portion of I had this baby at the time he made it seem like he wanted this baby, and now I'm by myself. I get that part. However, at that point, that's when
I
it's up
think
to
people
you.
move.
That's when it's up to
I
you
think
to
people
start
move.
10 toes
They move
down
and they think they
Those signs are
and do
always
what you
there,
want.
though.
move and they think they in love. I think people move. They think they in love, and then they get into these relationships, and then they get to moving together, and then they got pregnant, and then find out it
It's
was a bad mistake.
evacuation.
Because then the true ways of people start coming out when you start living with them. And then once you done already figured it out, it's too late. The women
Yeah,
that have
they say,
baby, this and that, then it goes on.
what is it? 2 months? I think it's 2 months. 1 month to 2 months to living with someone under the same roof, or 3 months. Then you'll actually start to see that person's true personality as themselves without any
So you have a pattern.
mask or hiding. They'll be their true authentic self with you, but it takes about 2 or 3 months of living with them day out and day in to truly get a kind of grasp of who the person is. Like, yeah, you're dating someone and you stay in each other's house, whatnot. That's cool, that's fine. You don't truly know that person until you live with them for 2 to 3 months under the same roof, waking up
You know what I do
24/7,
now?
habits and all that stuff. That's when you truly know if that person's for you or not.
I take them to my sister's house and tell them I live there because they ain't coming to my house because I don't know you that well and you ain't getting up in here and you ain't gonna be trying to throw that 30-day rule. Oh, I got mail coming. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, no, no,
When I
no.
used to date back in the day,
After I get to
I
know
didn't
them for
take.
about
It was a
6
while.
months,
I didn't take
then
anybody
I
to my
do.
house. They didn't know where I
Right.
lived. They didn't know my friends. When we met somewhere else. I was so bad when I was younger, where I didn't want people to know where I lived. I get a hotel room. You want to go to the house? Nope. We'll go to a hotel
As you
room.
should.
We'll go to a hotel room. You don't need to know where I live. You don't need to know anything about anything. Well, let me know. And a lot of people say, "Oh, you're being too secretive." No, let's just. I need to fill you out. I'm not giving you too much information about myself, details, any of that. If I got kids, none of that stuff, until I know you're not a fucking, loony. Ben, most of them were loony. So I'm glad I didn't give any of them any real information on me because they were loony. But that was how I moved back in the day. I mean, to this day, I still don't tell me many people where I live. Like, they know the state and the area, but they don't know exactly where I live. My pops forgets where I live half the time. And when he ever comes to my house, he's like, "Yo, what's your address again?" Like, I don't remember my address. Like, I've never been the one to let people over my house like that. So
is what it is. Create boundaries. That's all it is. And we live in a world where everybody wants to put everything on social media and not have no kind of boundary. And they get mad
No, they
because
ain't
the
got
world.
nobody. Because you got two women, and a man together. You got two men and a woman together. You got so much stuff going on out here.
Thruples, whatever they're called. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I keep my circle small, so I ain't gotta worry about all the other nonsense. I keep it simple.
Fuck.
You be dating a woman, and she can have a girlfriend, and she can have for 3 or 4 years. You wouldn't even know.
I think you'd know.
It's crazy.
Nah. Sometimes women do certain things from the start that you know what I'm saying? They'll keep certain details intentionally going. So that way it doesn't seem like
but there's always tells though. Just like there's always tells for men. You just have to be willing to relax and look for them. There's always tells. Like there's tells for each gender. I'm sure they had an inkling. You just didn't stick around long enough for them to really find out. You were, let me hit a couple of times and I'm gone individual. You weren't sitting there, let me play house with you all the time. I got what I want. Deuces. That was you. Let's keep it real. You're not sitting there giving them all the information. You sat there, you wooed them a little bit, you dazzled them, got in between their legs, and you fucking skated off. That's why you have so many kids. Let's keep it real.
I ain't skate off on them. I just told them how it was. I wasn't looking for no relationship.
Like I said, you skated off. You call it something different, but in today's terms, that's skating off. You just do it differently. That's what y'all did back in the day. You kept it simple. Today they just ghost. They just ghost you, or they send you a text to say, "Yeah, this is not working out." What do you mean? I just gave you some ass. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not working out. I already got what I want. Yeah, that's what they do today. You were. Yeah, afterwards you probably took him out to a meal and he was like, "You know what? This is not really gonna work out. It was good while it lasted, but yeah, this is not for me." And then you probably left after you paid the bill. That was y'all thing back in the day. They don't do that today.
I had my burner phone and I used my burner phones for
burner is crazy.
It's my burner phone, not the burner phone. He had his boost.
Right.
Why not? I'm over here. Remember those commercials? Those Boost Mobile commercials from back in the day?
I got tricked on. But one of them pregnancies, I got tricked on. Huh?
You always say all your pregnancies you got tricked on. Oh, they raped me. They took advantage of me. They got on top of me. You say that with every of them. All of them you say you got tricked on.
The last one I got tricked on because I wasn't trying to have no kids.
Yeah, speaking to the man that has like 7 kids. I wasn't trying to have no kids, so you would think you wrap up the willy or close the factory permanently so you wouldn't have any more accidents.
I got 6. I don't know what
Hey, I still remember Little Louie. Grandma used to say, "Little Louie, I'm gonna find Little Louie one day. Mark my words, I'll find this Little Louie."
That wasn't my child. I know what I know.
The crazy part is I can't even say nothing because my pops did tell me it's a possibility that there's a kid between my older brother and myself.
Oh
See,
my God.
just never know.
Oh
You never
my God.
know.
No,
But yeah,
I literally almost got hit just now.
no.
Damn, what the hell is going on?
My brakes.
I mean,
had stopped.
she's recording an episode while driving, so I mean,
No, it's not
Man.
that. My brakes, I had stopped and it didn't stop on time. And so the person almost ran straight directly into me. So,
That means you need some
Shit.
brakes.
Yeah,
what?
If they ain't
yeah,
stopping on time, I hope you ain't got your
yeah.
kids in that car.
yeah.
No.
No,
But
no,
I'm
no.
saying I was in the hospital literally just now. I literally probably would have died. Not
Oh,
joking.
that was a good topic though, Brie. That the topic you had earlier today was pretty good. That was a good segue.
I feel
Ego.
there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with the soft man era. There's nothing. I think
It
what
is
they're
something wrong with
working
being a soft man.
All right.
A man supposed to be hard. He's supposed to be a provider. He ain't supposed to be going to get his goddamn nails done with his
So
old lady.
wait. So it's
No.
wait, hold on. Is Tyson a provider? Like Mike Tyson, he's a provider, right?
I don't give a look. Tyson probably was at Diddy parties. He probably got
No. You said a man's supposed to be a provider, so I'm gonna throw out some men who are providers who should not be, be like, oh, they're sprinkle, whatever y'all like to say. Look. Mike Tyson, he's a provider, right?
He definitely
Man
does
supposed to have a
think
rough look.
does many petty shits.
Yeah, I
If he
know.
could get in
It
trouble,
doesn't make you
that's it.
any less manly to take care of yourself, to make sure your nails are trimmed properly. You know, if you don't take care of your nails, you get a hangnail or something like that. That could be very detrimental. You can get gangrene on your foot and have that bitch amputated because you're not taking care of yourself.
You clip your toenails and stuff so you don't get that. But
Yeah, I get. So check this out. I get that you can do that yourself. But when you get a pedicure, right, and you go and you put your thing in, they put those little rocks in your legs. They massage your legs and your feet. Speaking from someone who has fasciitis, bone spurts in the bottom of feet, that shit feels amazing. That's relaxing. What are you talking about, pops? Like that is the problem with you old timers. You old timers that are older as dirt sometimes. Change your ways. Look. This is not the Stone Age, okay? It's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not.
How your old lady do it too? How your
What?
old lady fix you up? Don't be
No, absolutely not. I want to go. I want to go where they're talking in a different language amongst each other and doing my toast, and I'm sitting there listening to Audible, whatever I'm listening to, smiling in their face, and let them fill up my legs. Let them massage my feet. They're not putting no fucking nail polish on it, but they're massaging my feet. They're making sure my toenails are good. I'm fine. I'm walking out relaxed. My feet aren't going to be hurting as much.
And I bet you get clear on them too, ain't you? You get clear on them too, ain't you?
No, I said I'm not putting no polish on them.
You put
no
clear
polish.
On them too, ain't you?
No polish. But I mean, if you do clear, you could, because clear nail polish is a hardener. It strengthens your nails. So I mean, you could. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you less of a man to put clear nail polish on. It's a nail polish hardener. If you read the clear nail polish, it says it's a hardener, a strengthener. It strengthens your nails. To me, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, men already have longer, stronger nails most of the time, so why not? There's literally nothing wrong with taking care of your feet or your hands. There's nothing less masculine about it. Absolutely nothing. What?
You go to the nail shop, Ego?
Nah, myself, no, I haven't. But it's not that I haven't.
If someone walked up to,
I definitely would.
To Ego and was like, "Yo, let's go get a pedi. Just go get your feet done. No nail polish, nothing. Just have them massage them, do all that good shit." He's gonna go do it because he's like, "Oh, you paying? Motherfucker says,
definitely
yeah,
will.
he
I'm
gonna be
not gonna
right
hold you.
there.
Even if
Yeah.
even no, hold on, wait. Even with my own bread, I'd still go do it. I just never went on my own,
Oh hell
but
no, I'm
I'd
not
still
doing it.
go.
The-
Hey, I'm gonna
I
keep
ain't
my
doing it.
pops go.
You're
My pops
closed-minded.
go and my
You're
mom's.
closed-minded. There's nothing wrong with
It's
that.
never been no weird shit. My
Yeah.
mother and father go together, like
There's
legit.
nothing
Okay,
weird
They've been
so
about
let
it.
me
married.
ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
If your woman, hold on one second. Bunch of ice I just went over. If your woman decided that, hey, babe, I just want to take a day and I just want to pamper you, meaning I want you to sit back, let me go ahead and massage your beard, let me go ahead and line up your haircut, let me go ahead and just take some time and take care of you. Is there anything that you find soft about
Ain't
that?
nothing wrong with that.
There's
As
nothing I
long as
find
she
soft
doing it.
about it, but there's one thing. I'm not letting my woman line up my haircut. I'm gonna go to the shop for that. All right. She can do everything
Yeah,
else,
yeah.
but touching the
You
hair with the
damn sure not
clippers,
lining me
you
up.
tripping.
Ain't no woman
I,
like.
you know
Listen,
what
unless
she's
it's my,
doing.
if it's not my regular
Now, if she's
stylist,
paying for me to get lined up,
I'm not trusting it.
yeah, I'm with
No,
it.
not paying. She's doing it. She's lining you up. She's
Well,
Nah.
going
yeah,
ahead.
she can do
Nah,
it.
she can do
She can do
everything but
it.
line
If
me up.
she's been doing it, that's
She's
one
giving
thing.
you
And now, yeah, now she has been doing it. Like
doing
Ego said, if she's been doing it, she can do it. But if she's like, I've never
Yeah.
done it before. Let me try. Absolutely not. I am not your play,
Nah.
not your play dummy to
Nah.
test if you can do
I'm
this or
not
not.
your dog. I'm not your. Yeah,
Test it on the
nah,
kids.
I
You
will
fuck up, we
beat
can
you the
take them
fuck
across the
up,
street to get
and
a
I don't even
haircut.
hit women, but we gonna fight. We gonna fight spiritually, or I'm gonna get my homegirls
Like,
to beat you
like
up. One or the
I'm
other.
all for testing it. What?
I'm gonna let her do it. I'm gonna let her do it.
I'll do everything else but that part.
See,
Like you have me with everything
yeah,
else
nah,
but with that. Like that.
if you've
Nothing wrong
been
with
doing
it.
it, then that's one thing. I will do that if
Let me tell you
that's
something.
something you
Yeah, but me, if
did
you were
do.
like a trained
Bald head,
professional
you got a
and I
short
knew
haircut. Ain't nothing she can do it.
what?
She just cut.
Huh?
Say like if you got a low haircut or you bald, ain't nothing she can do to it but just cut it. So I mean,
Oh,
what's the
see,
big
that's
issue?
different. I got
See,
locks.
I'm
I'm
not
not trusting
taking
that.
any pointers from you because I remember the haircut you used to give me. And then you cut my hair, and you're like, oh, all right, we're not done yet. Let me get the shaving cream and the razor and raise it. I got hair bumps in my fucking head. So if I'm like just going completely bald and she's giving me that French Jordan bald and she's making sure I'm getting the razor back there, yeah, she can do that, no problem.
I let your hair grow out. I ain't cut your hair like that. I let it grow out.
You fucking cut my hair. Do not fucking lie like that. I fucking remember. I remember this fucking vividly. You cut my hair after grandma told you, leave that boy's fucking hair alone. Nah, mama, I got this. I did a little cut. Keep going bald. I got this. And then you cut it, and he was like, oh, I'm not done yet. And you went and got the fucking razor, and you scalped my head, and you're like, oh, yeah, you got a fresh, clean cut. And then after that, I had fucking hair pus balls in the fucking back of my head. And grandma yelled at you about it, and then my stepmom yelled at you about it. I still remember. If my stepmom was in this fucking call right now, she'd be like, yeah, he did. I call her right now. Where my phone at? I call her right now and she fucking confirm that shit. Don't start.
I'm gonna lie anyway.
I'm going over fucking ice. Oh
I'm gonna lie
my God.
anyway.
Atlanta, as many
bad as y'all
times,
want.
yeah, it don't snow a lot, but y'all need to be prepared for this. Cause what the fuck?
Nah, see,
Hey, you know, ain't
I'm
nothing wrong
prepared
with
for that.
I'm prepared for it.
Yeah, so Atlanta's not bad for me. No, so this is where I can agree with Brie on this one. So she's from New York area where they got snow and whatnot, and I'm sure she's driven the snow up there. Only problem from here and up there is the difference is from the north to the south. And normally they do not have the plows to, put smooth snow out the way, salt the roads. They are always unprepared for snow in this state of Georgia. Although they know that they get it on a regular basis in certain areas, they are still never prepared. They never put salt in the roads. They never have plows out there properly in a timely manner. So the roads, like in Illinois, when we get ice or the snow and they get that black ice when it first hits, and it's like the real dangerous shit. You can't really tell it's out there. that's kind of like what Atlanta's on a regular basis, or anywhere in Georgia when it gets snow. It's they get that black ice feeling that you fuck your shit up because you're not really prepared for it, even if you know how to drive in this shit for the most
Do
part.
you know if
Exactly.
it's
They're not
do you know
prepared
if
for
it's actually do you know if it's actually like regular asphalt or if it's liquid road? Like the liquid road shit that they
It
have.
depends because they have a combination of everything throughout the Georgia. There's all like when I had to drive to Atlanta, there's so much fucking construction.
Hold
You'll
on,
see.
guys. I'm gonna cut out real quick. Only because I'm trying to drop them off and I can't figure out which way the house is.
Oh, you're
And then
good.
I'm
No
gonna hop
worries.
back
Oh,
in.
yeah, yeah.
So the depending on where you're going and how you're driving, so you'll have
Oh yeah.
asphalt, then you'll see like regular concrete shit. There's like so much of like a mixture of shit that what they do, you really don't fucking know. All I just know is that whenever it snows in the state of Georgia, typically most things are closed that business day or the business day after because they are ill prepared for any type of condition whatsoever for the road. They're just not prepared, even when they have tons of time to prepare and get shit ready. When it happens, they're still unprepared because they don't take it serious. Because you're like, oh, we're in the south. Right now there's snow here. What's the odds of it getting it? Like yesterday, we got tons of snow here. Where I'm at, we got snow. Now it's melted all up today, but it snowed like fucking crazy, knocked my internet out, everything, and they were unprepared. Businesses closed early. As soon as it starts snowing, they shut everything down. Everything was fucking closing. They were like, "It's snowing. It's gonna be bad." And then the day, snow was already gone. You wake up, it's like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
see some snow." Wake up, no snow anywhere. It's like, where the fuck all the snow go? It was just yesterday.
Yeah, five. Yeah, I was at work 6 o'clock, like 6 something, to be honest. And they, no bullshit, the roads was fucked. And then I leave, I get off work at 1:45, dog. No bullshit, it was completely open roads, no worries. Everybody was able to drive smooth as hell. I mean, certain spots wasn't touched
Feel,
whatsoever, especially if it didn't have any sun on it.
Oh yeah, you got a lot of stuff there.
feel.
See, oh, nice little package you got there. Are you sending that out?
Them pins right here.
Oh, nice.
There's a lot of that ego.
Oh
Man,
yeah. All right, stream
I'm
pod.
waiting, yo. I'm trying to get there.
Pod. It's been real. We had a lot of fun today. We're gonna cut it. If you guys haven't already, for those who are viewing on Twitch
Oh, yeah.
or any other platform, show you guys again. This is my Lost in Translation book. It is it's out. Amazon, Kindle, Audible. You go get it. And then those who don't know, your boy has a book that is on its way to be out. You can pre-order it now. It's called Stability is Resistance. It's a lit RPG fantasy survival book. It's a slow burn, which is good. And that is going to be dropping February 13th on Kindle. And if everything goes well and I can get the paperback and hardback cover the way I want it, you'll have physical copies dropping on the same day. But if I can't, then you'll only have the Kindle version. And then the next month, or probably sooner than that, probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll also be dropping a horror story and some other cool books. But you guys stay tuned for that. Like always, it's been real. Pod. We had some fun. We had Bree show up today. We did book club. We had some good conversations, good topics, very, very good topics, informative stuff to talk about. Next week, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, the middle of this week at some point, we'll finally get that middle of week episode going. We're working. We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer. I can feel it. I can smell it. And it's not just my upper lip. I could smell a positive middle of week episode coming on. What we're gonna talk about in the middle of the week, that don't know yet. But we should. And then not too long after that, Eno has a host that a guest that he wants to bring in, and like always, when has people he wants to bring up, we give him the reins completely, and he runs the show. So you guys look forward to that. And if you guys don't know, is also working on a little project coming up. We'll give you guys more deets on that as those develop. But you guys stay tuned for that, because those are going to be some pretty exciting things coming from Eno. And I'm excited myself. But like always, we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. You guys know where to find us at. And if you like I said, if you want to watch us live on the pod and you just don't want to listen, if listening is just not good enough for you, you want to connect to us personally via voice, more directly, you can join the Discord. I always have the link posted with my Spotify, or you can follow us on Twitch. And from there, you can find the link and you can, communicate with us and actually take part in our podcast conversations. Or you can drop your suggestions in my little suggestion box, and we can go from there. But we will see you guys for the pod sometime in the middle of the week. But if not, we will see you back on Sunday, next Sunday, to be exact. Like always, you guys stay safe out there. Love each other, respect each other, and don't kill nobody. Till next time.
Peace, niggas.
All right, stream. You have just who?
Where y'all
Who?
girl Ego at?
Ego.
Girl, ego.
I mean, y'all girl
It's crazy.
Reptile.
Oh, Reptar.
Reptile.
GG. She didn't pop up today. She probably got tied up. All right, stream. Thanks for tuning in. It has been real. It's been fun. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this episode real quick and upload it, so you guys will be able to catch this episode and listen to its entirety on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Audible, Amazon, Google, YouTube, Twitter. You name a place where there's a pod, I most likely have this pod set up. And again, this pod is Chillazone, Company. And it's fun. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow for our Monday Night Vibes, followed with our Tuesday Night Vibes. Then we have a break, possibly an episode, and we're back again with our Friday Night Vibes, Saturday Night Vibes, and then back with our Pod Sundays. So it's going to be a fun-filled week. Exciting. I look forward to seeing you there, and you guys stay safe. This is Zone.